Hey everybody, it's Pastor Jake, Taco Tuesday. I was so excited to eat that I had forgotten that I was doing this, and so I took my first bite already. We're at Torchy's Tacos here in Howland Village. I've got visitors! Look! I've got the Scallywag, and y'all, I just got a free come to Torchy's and get a you know you come to Torchy's for the queso. And look, I won a prize. like a gold coin in my food, and it got me free queso and chips. That's why we come to Torchy's anyway. So we've got the Scallywag, which is the taco of the month, and the chorizo egg and cheese, because I understand that their breakfast tacos are good. And I'm gonna get to it, do some work here. Look, Clayton's almost already done. he's doing work for me while I'm talking.
Hard.
And I'll be back soon. All right, bye. So we got lost in conversation, and I totally forgot to review the tacos there at the table. So here I am in the car after I got home, and I was going to do it outside, but it's super windy right now. So here I am. So, Torchy's is Torchy's. It's a lot of ingredients. So it's really hard to like review in the same sort of way that I review the Al Pastor tacos, because there's just so many ingredients. But the Scallywag is legit. It's like coconut shrimp on a taco. So if you're into that sort of thing, like, you'll like it. And if you don't like that sort of thing, you will hate it. Give it to my wife. She will throw it on the ground, Andy Samberg style. At any rate, I was meeting with Allie and Clayton because we were talking about baptism, because they've got a little boy, 5 months old at this point, or coming up on that. And so we were talking about baptizing old Rhett. And so I guess that's the reflection that I would like to share with you today really quickly. For those of you who haven't had a newborn around and haven't really thought much about baptismal theology, or what we think baptism means in terms of God and why the church does it, here's like a super quick refresher on why it is that the Presbyterian Church baptizes infants. We also baptize adults if you come to faith later on in your life and haven't been baptized as a child. But a lot of families who are already members of the church in Presbyterian churches choose to baptize their infants. And the reason for that is because it comes out of what we call like a covenantal theology. So if you were back in the day a member of a Jewish home, you were Jewish, right? You were born Jewish. And so you would be circumcised, and you would be taught Torah, and you would learn all of the traditions that come along with your faith. And you would be taught from a very young age, like, this is who you are. You are one of God's chosen people. You are a Hebrew, a Jew. And in large part, that is why we do it the way that we do it. Because we see in the New Testament people accepting the lordship of Jesus and choosing to follow Jesus. And so the New Testament shows that like whole households of people are getting baptized as a symbol of being washed and renewed and being born again, so to speak. Right, through a second sort of water. If the first water is the water of the womb, then the second water is the water of the Spirit, and so we are washed clean, and we start again. And so I love this because it is this reminder, right, that when we baptize our children, that they are God's person too, right? That God has chosen them before they have an opportunity to choose God for themselves. And if we're all honest with ourselves, like, we can make a proclamation of faith or a declaration of faith, and we believe that on Tuesday, but then Wednesday happens and it's really hard for us. Or we go through a whole season where, our faith is shaky, or our commitment to living in this new way of life wavers, right? And so my own belief is a super shoddy, if I'm honest, thing to base my entire faith on. But we don't do that in the Presbyterian Church. What we base our faith on is not my belief, but God's choosing of me, right? And that's what Jesus says. Before you chose me, I chose you. That's what this is all about. This is our opportunity to put a symbol that actually happens with real water and real wet heads and real screaming babies to make this thing happen, so that for the rest of that child's life, we can look back and we can teach them to look back and we can remind them of the fact that this thing happened to them and that this thing is a reminder that God chose them, that God loved them before they loved God, that God has put them here for a reason, to love God and to love God's world deeply and to live into this new life. So go this week, this Easter week, with gladness in your heart, for God has chosen you, my friends. Grace and peace to you. We'll see you next time.